This is The Psychology of Spirit with AuKeeRa Rayne. You are invited to add your voice to our program by phone or email. Our toll-free number in North America is 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. The email address is AuKeeRa@sasktel.net. That's AuKeera@sasktel.net. Now, back to The Psychology of Spirit.
If you feel someone's presence and you're not sure who they are, just begin talking as if the person was alive. Remember, there does not need to be fear and drama involved in this. And you can do it by yourself. They do not have more power than you. They are your equal. Just because they don't have a body does not make them all-seeing and all-powerful. So simply begin talking to them as if they were alive. Be firm. If you feel that they are scaring you and you feel unsettled, simply say, "You cannot be in my home." And don't worry. If it's somebody even that you know that they're just creeping you out right then, you can ask them to leave. They're not going to be offended. It is okay to do so. Simply be firm and say, "This is my home. You need to leave." Remember, I likened it to asking one of your kids' friends to leave, or a friend that has overstayed their welcome to leave. You don't want to operate from fear at all. There's no need. Just simply tell them they cannot stay. Remember, it's fine if you want to have a ghost in your home, if you're fine with that. But please don't use it for entertainment purposes or to increase the drama in your life. There's no need for that. As soon as you are firm and tell the presence that they need to leave, then you will want to clear your home. It brings peace of mind. Is it a true necessity? No, of course not. It's your choice. And remember, it can be as simple as standing in your home and imagining white light flooding your house. No actions actually need to be taken. It's the intent that brings so much purpose. But I will give you direction into how to clear your home if you'd like to do a formal clearing. Also, clearing can be used after there's a lot of arguing in a house, a lot of anger, a lot of loss, or even illness. Stagnant energy can feel very unsettling, and it's not a ghost. Stagnant energy can feel just as unsettling as having someone who you don't know walk through your house without a body. So, the steps for clearing your home of unwanted energies or wayward spirits are simple. Get sage or incense or sweetgrass, something that you like the smell of. I personally like nag champa. It is a natural incense and it's not overpowering, simply because some of the more natural incenses, some people feel that they smell like other things and don't prefer the smells. Stand in the center of your house. Focus on what you believe in, God, universe, whatever suits you, and feel the white light to begin to flow. Light the incense, and then begin to walk through your house in a state of prayer. Now, I usually begin to walk clockwise. It is just my preference. Remember, you do what is right for you. As you're moving the incense through the air, and some people also use a feather, this is used to get the energy moving. It's like sweeping your house. They pay special attention to the closets because, of course, closets, if you think about air movement, they'll get stagnant. Move from room to room on the top level, and then move into the basement and, again, work all the way around. As you walk through the house, I usually simply say things like, "Bless me, I clear thee, thank you, I love you." Any small words. It doesn't have to be grandiose. It's meant to be content. It's meant to feel good. It's meant to bring an energy to your home that feels fabulous. And then you want to bring back to the center of your home. And as soon as you are done to be clearing, that's, again, when you imagine white light flooding through your home. And then what I do is I also imagine a cheesecloth-like black cloak gently floating down over my home, just to hide it, so that it's not a beacon of light to some wayward wandering by going, oh, look at that bright energy, I think I'll go over there and check it out. Because even though they're not welcome in, some people can still sense them when they're outside of the house. And this way, it kind of keeps it invisible. So remember, a full clearing doesn't need to be done on a regular basis, though. When I wake up in the morning, I simply imagine the white light surrounding me, flooding through my house, and then I light a stick of incense. The simple ringing of a bell or playing drums will also clear the energy in your home. The use of different stones like selenite and also having crystals pointed towards the corners will keep energy moving. And for those of you who have pets, they also keep the energy moving on a regular basis as well as children. So the energies in those homes is less likely to stagnate, except for in the closets and sometimes in the basements. I formally clear my home. It used to be once a year. Now, to be honest, it's probably once every 2 to 3, or when it's starting to feel a little bit dusty. A house where the energy needs to be moving will feel heavy. It'll just feel unsettling. So those are the different techniques you can try. Make sure you work within what feels right for you. Let's talk about our guides again and just go over their exercises. When you're directly channeling information from your guides, you want to sit and relax in a room. This is for when you first start. Relax your mind. Focus on the energy in the room. Make sure you feel white-lighted and peaceful. And then feel for your guide. Remember, I recommend using a pen and paper at first because it slows our mind down enough to listen and hear. Because when we are listening, we are not listening with our ears. You need to listen with you, with your mind, with your feelings, because you're listening for energetic answers. And don't worry if at first you don't get it. Just practice. We are all equal, and it's easy. Just a lot of times we make this bigger than what it needs to be, so we decide it's harder. You don't need someone like me to find out your everyday answers. Yes, someone like myself can bring clarity when there's a lot of stuff that needs to be navigated through. But 9 times out of 10, as you get used to hearing your own guides, you'll be able to rely on you and your link to what you know and believe in to gain the information that you need. So it is worth practicing. When you talk to your guides, simply start with yes-no answers. Be honest in what you hear. Don't try and change it. Sometimes you may not understand the answer at first, but it will make sense. And remember, a guide does not sound like your ego. The ego will often be talking as well, and a lot of people say, well, I can't shut that part of my mind down. You're not supposed to shut it down. You're just not supposed to listen to it at that time. It's almost like having 2 people talk to you. And eventually you will learn not to listen to one of them, and you'll begin just simply to hear the other one of them. And you won't have to worry about it at all. You'll just get used to saying, okay, well, that's my ego, making note of it, and then listening to the answers that you need. But again, it does take practice. When you work on channeling energy and information from your energetic guide, the one that is working with your feelings and emotions, you want to use the same technique. And then you just want to focus on the different areas of your body that you may need to bring emotional balancing to or energy to. Once we've worked with our guides, and especially with ourselves as well, you need to send out a thought of gratitude. Always be aware that you are surrounded by universal love and energy. And humility is very important. And a sense of gratitude is also just as important. So therefore, always keep your mind open and your heart open and know that everything that you need will come to you on a higher source. There's a lot of concerns about evil. And if you believe that you will only be contacted by good, I guarantee you that's all that will come to you. People's different belief in evils leads them in different ways, different paths. And you want to keep your mind clear of that. If it's something that you need in your world, then that is your choice. But as long as you believe that everything happens to you happens for a reason and for your highest good and from what you believe to be true, pure, it will not be in a state of pain. It will not be in a state of anger. It will not bring harm to you for your detriment. Even our harder experiences are to bring us to where we need to be. They are for our higher selves. They are a gift. And even though sometimes we don't understand them, things are not being done to you. They are being done for you. Evil has not fallen upon you. There's a theory about bad medicine. And one must understand, if you believe it is possible, then for you it is possible. When working with bad medicine, you use the same clearing technique as you would for your home or channeling energy to that place using one of your guides. You are capable of overcoming anything you need. If you believe that someone has brought negativity into your home, you can also use the same clearing technique. You must respect your beliefs and work within them. Whether they are my beliefs or not does not matter. The same techniques can be used, and you should use them for the best of your life, regardless of what other people think. It's up to you. Now let's talk about past lives for a minute. Have we had past lives? Various people believe various things. Now, I personally believe that we have been alive before. How often? The Buddhists believe it's very rare to have another lifetime. Some people believe it's possible to have many. But what purpose do lives serve? I used to have a theory that I believed that why would God only give us one chance to become the best we could be? And this is when I believed that life was a learning experience, that we were here to gain something, to learn something new. I believed that lifetimes were a process that built one upon another to make us better than what we were. And then I started to discover the theory that we were perfect even before we got here. We were perfect, whole, and complete before we even arrived. So then that begs the question, why more than one lifetime then? The one thing we have to remember is as spirit, we don't have emotions. We don't have the ability to have relationships or give birth to children, or in some cases, I'm just throwing this out there as different life experiences, murder or war or living without power, living with no necessities. Our world changes extremely rapidly. When we are spirit, everything's always exactly perfect. We're just energy. I shouldn't say just. We are energy. We're never alone. We're never hungry. We're never sad. And we don't experience any emotion except for pure, unconditional love. So that would be why we would like to live more than one life, for the experience. It is only here that we get to have all of our emotions, our ego, our guides, and the access to all universal energy. It is only here that we have our senses, taste, smell, plus the whole other set of senses in the sixth sense realm. This experience is magnitudinal, so it is something that you will want. Let's talk more about past lives in a moment.